You're sticking close to home this summer. Check it out. Great deals. A summer deal for families. It's happening right now. So this is called CT Summer at the Museum. And from now through September 5th, kiddos 18 and under with an adult who's a resident of Connecticut can visit participating museums, and you can do it free of charge. Among the museums participating, one that I have been to many, many times and love, the old Newgate Prison and Copper Mine. That's in East Granby. I've been there a bunch. We said, hey, let's let Symphonie check it out for the first time. She is giving us a tour this morning. Check it out.
All right, we are smack dab in the middle of a summer heat wave, and if you're looking for somewhere to cool down this summer, head over to the old Newgate Prison and Copper Mine, where it is a cool 52 degrees down here. So Morgan, there's a lot to see here, obviously, and we are actually underground, which is pretty cool. Now, how far underground are we at this point?
At this point, we're 35 feet below ground.
Okay. Now, what exactly was this back in the day?
This was the first charter copper mine, so 1707, colonists trying to mine. When they abandoned it in the 1750s, they decided to convert it into a prison, so they incarcerated men in this copper mine.
Sound a little spooky. Have there ever been any tall tales about possible sightings down here?
There's definitely, people are definitely interested in that. We veer away from that in our historic interpretation, but we have a couple escape stories. One escape story of two men that attempted to escape, not sure if they made it out or not. The reward notice says, if you see them, capture them, you get a reward, but we're not sure if they made it out. They might have been caved in on. So there's some definitely rumors and legends like that.
All right. Now, what are the points of interest once you actually get down here?
Down here, we take our visitors on a 100-yard loop. You go from 35 feet to 75 feet and back up again. We look at things like solitary confinement, the deepest point, some of the drainage tunnels, while talking about the mine and the prison the entire time.
All right, Morgan led us down a little trail where we had to duck to get down to the next level of this mine here. So where are we right now, Morgan?
We refer to this area as solitary confinement.
Okay, wow. And I can't imagine what it was like for them to be in here alone, especially during like the cold winter months, since it's already pretty chilly down here.
Yeah, so it always stays 52 degrees, and here they would have been removed from the rest of the general population as a form of punishment.
My goodness, and I can see how this was an isolating experience. So I know you pointed out a couple of areas within this solitary confinement area. What do you want to show us?
Yeah, so here we have some remains. We have a bolt here that they would have been shackled to keep them in this location. We also have a basin that is pretty empty right now, but usually has water. We think they chiseled it to collect their own water as a water source. And then we have examples of some initials, a potential WD here, an H and R. And we're not sure who did those, but probably somebody that had some time on their hands.
All right, so now we are back above ground, and while we were down there, we actually walked around this area here, so that was pretty cool to experience. I'm sure the kids would love that too. So now that we're back above ground, what's in this building, Morgan?
So these are where storage and some extra cells are, which I can show you. This would have been the above ground portion, and visitors are able to self-guide through here on a regular basis.
All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look.
The history, they're a little bit older, but this is and then the prison yard. This area would have been used for storage. They probably all serve multiple purposes, but potentially storage and then some cells in the back here.
Okay. This area, you can tell it used to be something here. So what was this?
Exactly. This was a huge complex. That in particular was a 4-story cell block built in 1824 to move the men, and then they admitted women outside of the copper mine. So they would have been housed in there. The prison closed 3 years later, so it wasn't very utilized. They moved all the men and women to Wethersfield State Prison. But and so they're going backwards, right? They're being overgrown. We have a big grant to stabilize this with Save America Treasures and the National Park Service. So that's our cell block.
We've moved on to another area of the ruins out here. Oh, what was this area?
These were had multiple uses. This area was at one point the chapel, so there were services held in there. And then we have the hospital or workshop behind you. As the buildings were created, resurrected, they were used for many different things. But the men would sleep in the mine, come above ground and then to make nails, shoes, and other objects that could be sold and made for profit. So that's kind of what all of these ruins. And this is another area that visitors can self-guide when they come and visit.
If you're looking for something to do this weekend, you can head out here to the old Newgate Prison and Copper Mine. They're open from Thursday to Monday. And again, this is free for kids 18 and under, as long as they're with an adult who is a Connecticut resident. For now, in East Granby, Symphonie Privett, Fox 61 News.